Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a little process video for you today. I am going to be decorating the front of the cards that go in this little pocket journaling Bible. Disclaimer, this is an old kit that I'm using. This was actually from last year, and when we worked through the devotional called Twisted Scripture, this coordinated with that kit, the colors and everything, but somehow my little Bible, even though I covered it last year and I have a video for that, I'll try to remember to link it, but I somehow it got lost on my project cart, on my unfinished project. It got tucked inside of something else, and so I want to decorate the front of the cards. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this Bible yet, but I will tell you in the past, or other Bibles that I have done, I have written down scriptures. I have done like sermon notes in them. We went to a conference, like a campground meeting, and I've done, all of the verses and stuff that were talked about there. I have done like topical studies. I have like one that I did that just was kind of on the topic of mercy, and just a bunch of different things. I've done them that I have given away. I've done one that I created for a friend for some encouragement that has some verses on there. But these would make great gifts, whether you decorate and write on the scripture, or if you just decorated the front, or if you just gave the kit. Again, this colorway is not going to be available from Bythewell anymore because this is from last year, but they do have, I think, 3 or 4 others right now in the shop that are available, and they often release ones that coordinate with the kits. And so I know that this isn't available anymore, but I just thought maybe seeing some of the decorating process might be helpful. Usually I just do a flip through after I'm finished with it, after I've kind of filled it out. But I thought I would just take you along for the ride while I'm actually creating just the front of the cards, kind of leaving them so that if I want to do extra decorating or whatever down the road, that I can do that. I'm just kind of leaving it open, but I'm just going to start that creative process so that when I do decide how I want to use it, everything will be done and I can just, write out my notes. So I hope that this will be helpful for you. Again, these are just a project that I really enjoy doing. The cards are small, so they're a lot of fun to work on. They go quick, and anyway, I just think it's a great project. That's just why you've probably seen me cover a bunch of them on my channel. But like I said, I usually only do flip throughs after I'm finished. I don't think I've really done too many processes where I've shown how I decorate them. So I hope this will be helpful. I'm going to put this on fast forward. I will put my affiliate link down below, but like I said, this one is not available, and I apologize for that. I'm just trying to use up this kit and not just let it sit there tucked away on my unfinished project cart. So put you on fast forward, and we're going to decorate some of these cards. Okay, so when you buy these kits from Bythewell4God, you get about, I think it's like 36. I think you get like 9 each of 4 different designs. I'm just going to pull out a few. I think I pulled out 5 of each of the designs to work with, and I'm just going to pile them kind of in front of me to work from. I'm just going to do this process really sort of intuitively. Most of the time when I do this, I'm not decorating them all at one time, although it's certainly an option to do. Sometimes I write out all the scriptures first and then come back and decorate them. It just kind of really depends on the month and how I feel about doing it. But so for this time, I'm just doing the decorating. So I'm using a mix of the pattern papers that I have left over, the kit stickers that I have left over, as well as the little mini stickers that come with the devotional. There was also an additional ephemera set that came with this kit that was available at that time. And I have several of those pieces that I'm wanting to use too, so that I can use them up. So I have some stickers. This one is actually one I think I had done a process video or a reel or something, kind of showing how you can take a sticker and kind of make it look like it's collaged with text in the background. So that's why this sticker looks just a little bit differently than the others. But basically, I'm just taking advantage of all of the scraps and things that I have from this kit. I'm sorry, you can hear my kid in the background. He doesn't know how to be quiet when he's playing video games. Anyway, I am adding just a little piece. I like the torn edges. Certainly, if you don't like the torn edges, you can cut them, you could trim them, whatever. I just like that kind of rough edge. Sometimes I tear them. Sometimes I leave them straight. There's really no rhyme or reason. Just kind of how I'm feeling at the moment. So I added a little bit of that pattern paper there across the bottom, and then I'm added that sticker. And this is one of the little faux washies. I just wanted to kind of add that up at the top. I felt like it looked like one of those vintage tapes, you know. And then just moving that off to the side. I will do a flip through at the end of all the cards we make, because I kind of go through them pretty fast. So I will do that at the end in case you didn't see how they're finishing up. So basically, again, I'm just adding ephemera over the top of some of the pattern paper. Sometimes I put it along the bottom, sometimes I put it down the side. You could certainly, you know, do rubber stamping, use your stamps from the kit that coordinate. You could do all kinds of things, but I'm purposefully trying to use up these pieces of ephemera in this paper. So that's just the process that I'm going through. This is one of those extra ephemera pieces. I'm just going to glue that down. Felt like this one was missing something, so up at the top there in that right hand corner, I'm going to add one of the labels that I had left over from the kit. I'm just adding half of it and trimming off the rest, and then I'm going to use it that way. If I want to put a word or something in there, I can. And then this was a slide that I had actually made from a Tim Holtz die, and I want to use this little clear sticker, so I'm putting that onto some white cardstock and then cutting that out, and then I'm going to just adhere all of that in this little slide, because I want to add this whole thing here on my card. I'm just trying to kind of rehearse where I'm going to put this, and then I decided to put some washi tape down here at the bottom. This is just stuff I had in my stash that I just felt like coordinated with this particular kit. I'm just trimming off the edges here. I tried to spare you from watching me trim things down too much in this video, so I apologize if this video kind of seems a little bit choppy, but I'm just trying to not be too long. And all in all, I think this video I think I did 18 cards, and it took me about an hour in real time. So I'm trying to cut as much of that out and speed that up for you. So obviously you wouldn't want to watch an hour of that, but I feel like that was a pretty good turnout for 18 cards. And then I can always go back and make more if I want to. And then again, mostly what you're seeing me do is just taking paper and gluing it down and adding some ephemera pieces over the top or the stickers. So I like leaving some of the edges of the card showing, because like it just gives a little bit of room. If I want to create a title or something, I can use the tile alphas, or I can use the clear alphas. I can do a stamp if I want to like stamp out a word or whatever on the front of this card. I can always do that when I'm filling them out. And so I kind of try to leave myself a little bit of room to do that. I don't always add words, but sometimes I do. That was just basically an ephemera piece glued on top of some pattern paper again. And there's really no rhyme or reason. I kind of would just work through this, and as something would catch my eye, I would find something that would coordinate with it. So I have some paper down here across the bottom, adding an ephemera piece over the top. And this was another one where I felt like it just needed a little bit of something up in that corner, so I added one of those little faux washi strips up there. Sorry, I'm a little bit off camera here, but I'm just adding some pattern paper down at the bottom, and then I'm going to use one of the kit stickers. So I liked kind of using a variety of these, because the ones from the devotional kit were a little bit bigger, and then the ones that came with the actual pocket journaling Bible are kind of smaller, so you have a good contrast of different sizes, and those are also fun to put in the Bible itself whenever you're like marking a verse that you're using or whatever. And then this one I just added another little label up there at the top, and then here I'm just kind of trying to decide how I want to do this one. I'm going to add this pattern paper over most of this particular card, and I'm going to add a little bit of fabric trim. These cards can get pretty chunky pretty fast, especially when you're making a bunch of them, trying to put them in this little Bible. So I try to, as much as possible, keep the bulk down, but every once in a while I just want to use a trim or something just for fun. So I just added that on there, and then added an ephemera piece down at the bottom. You have to kind of think, you know, for every layer of pattern paper you're adding, or every ephemera piece you're adding another layer, another card basically. And so it can make your Bible get pretty chunky pretty fast, which is how I like them. I think they're fun when they're chunky, but I want to try to keep it to a minimum. So I won't do too much with the fabrics, although sometimes that's just fun to do. So anyway, again, this was just some washi that I had. It looked like wood, wood grain. And so I wanted to use that on there. And then I had this scrap of the pattern paper that I had left over. And so I'm just going to put this down the left side and then add an ephemera piece. Whenever I'm working on a devotional kit and I know that I have like a pocket Bible to work with as well, I always save all of my little scraps because they work perfect for these little cards. So I'm just going to trim off the edge of this one and then add an ephemera piece over the top. And I didn't worry about trimming out the ephemera pieces or anything like that. You could certainly do that if you didn't want the white, but some of these, because they have kind of like a watercolor look to the background of them, it was really, it would be impossible to kind of fussy cut that out. So I just embraced the white space on these. This was a kit sticker, and because those are obviously transparent, I wanted to make that more like an ephemera piece. So I just added that over some white cardstock and then trimmed it down. And then I put this washi down at the bottom because I just felt like it was floating. I wasn't happy with where I glued that down. And then I didn't like the washi either. So I just wanted something to feel like it's grounding that little ephemera piece. So here I'm going to pull up that washi tape and then I will add some scrap paper that I had. And these are even just like the backers from like the flashcards and anything that has print on it basically that goes with the kit I will save. And then if I can use it, I will. So here's another card where I'm using some washi tape. This one I actually just doubled up with another washi that I had because I wanted to kind of use this ephemera piece that had a little bit of red. I did try to trim this one down just a little bit because I felt like if I did, I could get the whole thing on the card, and that worked pretty well. So this one, I decided that I was just going to use this whole pattern paper and cover up the entire face of this card. And it ended up that where I was able to put it was kind of right where one of those mushrooms was going to be the focal point. And so I ended up just not doing anything else to it. I literally left it. I thought about putting some ribbon or something on there, but in the end, I liked it just plain because I loved that pattern paper. So I just left it. And then this is the wood grain paper, which was probably one of my favorites, I think, from this kit actually. But I'm just adding that down the side and then another little piece for some color down here on the bottom. And then I have this ephemera piece that has some green in the background, but I want it kind of tucked behind that piece down at the bottom. So I'm just deciding where I want that kind of in the center, and then I will layer the other piece of pattern paper over the top of that. At this point, I pulled out this last little piece of, this was like the faux washi that comes with the devotional kit. And so it was the last piece that I had. And so I wanted to just use that up so I didn't have, that left over. And then I'm just going to use the kit stickers. So this was a sticker from the actual devotional kit. I'm using a bone folder to kind of burnish this down because when you do that with the clear stickers, it kind of helps them melt into the background and you don't see them as much. And then I'm using 2 of the little stickers that came with this particular kit that has the little tiny stickers on there, and then I just trimmed the one down to make it even shorter, and then I hung this one kind of off the side, and then I'm going to trim that down. So that's where I like using kind of the variety of the different sizes of stickers. And then I felt like this top right hand side needed a little bit of something, so I added some faux washi up there as well, just a little bit of a scrap that I had left over. And then I wanted to use this little mushroom piece, and it's kind of hard to tell. It's got a green background to it. So I'm using this pattern paper that looks like pine cones down here at the bottom, kind of over the top of the base of that. And then I felt like this top corner needed a little bit of something, so I'm just adding another one of those labels, this time going from the kind of up off the top. And then again, if I want to add a word or something, I can do that. So these are the cards kind of so you can see just a little bit close up. There's another one where that sticker, I had created that text background on it. And this one will allow for some words or something depending on, I tried to leave area that I could still add to these cards if I want to, or if I leave them just like this and just add scriptures on the back, then that will be just fine as well. You could certainly decorate these, pull out all of the things with the stencils and texture pastes and all those kinds of things. But this is just a quick way to do this if you just want to get the cards decorated and be able to use them. I have certainly done them both ways, where I've put a lot of decoration into them, and then other times where I just kind of keep them simple like this, because I wanted to get this project off of my project cart. So anyway, if you liked this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, bye.